Hello, my name is Marilyn Hubler, and I am a school teacher, and I'm making this video in the hopes that it will be an encouragement to other people who are just starting off in the profession of teaching or maybe considering doing it. I know a friend who is just starting his third career, and he's chosen teaching, so good for him. And he asked me to give him some thoughts on what I have found to be some of the most important things to do as a new teacher. So I've just jotted down a few ideas, and I hope they're helpful to him, and I hope they're helpful to you. The first thing that I wanted to tell him was brace yourself. You're in for a lot of work and a lot of fun. And teaching will tax you to your very core. And it's very important that you continue to do fun, enjoyable things in your life with your family and with those that you enjoy being with, so that you stay fresh and you don't get too tired from working with so many different human beings. That's the last advice that I'll give for you, because after all, teaching is not really about us, it's about the kids. So the second thing that I would like to say is to make it about the kids. And even though we have to teach a curriculum, there are lots of little things that you can do in the class to give children the message that you care what they think and you care how they feel, ways to stay in touch with them emotionally if they've had a big loss or a disappointment or upset in their life, or if they're very excited about something, if they're going to get to see their sister again that they haven't seen for a long time, or if their mother is coming back from a long trip. These are all things that you can rejoice with them about, and it's very important in the classroom to try as best as you can, especially when you have a large number of students, to stay in touch with the things that they're happy and sad about, and also to try to give them choices in how to run the classroom. Some of the routines, participating in collecting, handing out, giving out papers, choosing activities that they do, choosing how they'd like to review for a test, choosing their schedule throughout your class. You still have to meet your curriculum requirements, but you have a lot of lateral ability in your scheduling that you can do to make the kids get the message that their thoughts and what they want are important also. Another thing to be very conscious of is to learn the students' names as quickly as possible. I've done this by making little name plates, name tents for them out of large index cards, having them write their names, and inside the cards I'll have them put information about their family, how many people they live with, do they have any pets, things that they like to do, sports, hobbies, and just anything that will give you a sense of who the child is and what they enjoy. But practice those names right from the very start. As you walk around the classroom, practice, practice, practice. Quiz yourself. When you first learn the names, you're going to learn them spatially in the classroom according to seating arrangement. And that's only the first challenge. The second challenge is to learn to recognize their faces when they're not sitting where you expect them to be. So as they pass you in the hallway, practice their names. If you forget a name, just be honest with them and say, "Tell me, what was your name again? I'm so sorry, I forgot." And let them know you have 150 names to remember and it's tough, but that you want to know them personally because they're important. Another thing that is very important in the classroom is to have positive behavior intervention strategies. Some schools run PBIS systems right in the school. That's a bonus if you have that in your school, but if you don't, be sure and have a regular way that you interact directly with a child while you acknowledge behavior that's helpful in the classroom. I use a system of tickets when I'm not in a school that has a PBIS program. I'll hand out tickets for things like if everyone gets their homework in on time, I might give the whole class a ticket. If we have a difficult assignment and everyone gets it done within the deadline, and I do make a due date and then a deadline for children that need extended time without having to feel like they're being given some special accommodation. A ticket when everybody makes things by the deadline. Also, I like to reward students who walk into the classroom on time repeatedly. We have so many children that are on time all the time, and we notice the children that come in late, but then we seem to fail to notice the majority of the children who actually do come in on time and get their work done on time. So it's very important with positive behavior intervention strategies that you are constantly noticing the good things that are happening in the classroom. I like to use the tickets. If there's not a school system going for PBIS, I'll run a little PBIS program in my classroom where I keep prizes that are worth a different number of tickets. And every few weeks or so, I'll get my box of prizes out and we'll work it right into the classroom routine that children can come up and select a prize, or I'll have them put a ticket on their desk if they would like a treat that I offer that's uniform for the whole class. So it's very important to keep positive interventions going all the time. The last thing that I want to talk to you about is recognizing that you have many competent, proficient professionals in your building that you can access as resources to help you in your new adventure as a teacher. Don't be embarrassed or afraid to ask them for help. Every teacher who's proficient has gone through that difficult period where they're brand new and they have no idea what to do, and they're afraid to try new things because they want everything to work and they don't know what will work. Just humble yourself and ask them. If possible, arrange to go into their classroom and view them teaching. Ask for permission to take notes. Be sensitive. Sometimes a teacher has a class that's especially uncooperative, and maybe that's not the class that they would like to role model their effective strategies in. Sometimes it takes longer to get kids to be functioning correctly in a classroom. Also, as a new teacher, you will have people coming into your room to observe you, which can be unnerving. But don't be afraid of that, because most people that come in are not trying to point the finger or say that you're doing an insufficient job. They're really coming in to give you positive feedback so that you have easy strategies to improve what you're doing. An experienced teacher can tell you more in 10 minutes how to improve a classroom than you could discover on your own in a month. So try not to be too nervous about that and be welcoming of those visits to your classroom, even though they can be disconcerting. So just to recap, these 5 things. Number 1, be sure and take care of yourself. Get plenty of rest. If you're not eating healthy, now's the time. You really need all the strength that your body has to offer you. Try to make it clear to the students that you're interested in what their likes and interests are, and that you're willing to modify and change your classroom to suit the things that they like to do, as much as you're able to within the bounds of your curriculum. Be careful to learn the students' names. Try to get to know their personalities right away. It's very important that they understand that you know them as individuals and that you care about them. And make sure you're implementing positive behavior strategies in the classroom and that you're constantly noticing the good things that students are doing. And finally, avail yourself of the expertise that's already in the building. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I hope these thoughts have been helpful to you. There's so much to learn, and it's easy to get discouraged in the beginning, but don't get discouraged. All of us have been through what you're going through now, and you will make it through. Have a nice adventure.